Good morning. This is a presentation for Dognition to help the company increase the number of tests taken by current users and new users. First, I'd like to introduce Josie. Josie is my dog. She is 7 years old. And I include a picture because I wanted to call out who would not want to know this dog better. I call her a puppy still because we love her so much and we baby her. But one of the wonderful things about Dognition is the true good it brings in the world because it brings owners and pets closer together and builds that relationship. And who in this world does not need a loving relationship with their dog? And I would just put out there that the more Dognition tests I do with my dog, the closer I will feel to her. And the better I will know her, and that's a good thing. And that's the goal of what I wanted to talk to you about today. Um, So first, I did want to call out Josie is a sporting dog. She's a golden retriever, and I just looked across the different groups to see what percentage of each group, what's the likelihood of completing the full 20 tests for Dognition. And so if you look at the sporting group, which is right there in the middle, there's a 28% chance that dogs in the sporting group will have finished all the tests. And so that means that 72% of those folks with sporting dogs like me would actually not complete the test. And you could see that that's a problem. The herding group is a little bit more likely than the sporting group to complete the test at 30%. Toy is least likely. Only 17% of the dogs in the toy group end up completing all the tests, or their owners end up completing all the tests. And so, obviously, an issue with the testing methodology for the smaller dogs, like the toy dogs, which is something that needs to be addressed. But I would say overall, as you look at these numbers, um, getting to just 30% completion at best, more likely 20 some percent completion of the 20 tests is just not good enough. And we need to come up with some ideas to fix that. So the objective is, how do we increase the number of tests per users? And my overall recommendation is going to be about building commitment through added advertising for key days of the week and key times of day, and funding that advertising by eliminating the free start benefit. And so let's start with the issues that we're having with free start. So as you compare at the top of the chart those folks who get the free start versus those folks who don't get the free start, it's pretty clear that the free start users are really not worth it. There's a very steep fall off after the first few tests. So by test number 6, 60% of the free starters have fallen off. And for the paid starters, it's 60% fall off by test number 15. So a significantly more number of tests for those who pay for it, which makes sense, right? And so as we think about new users, when users pay for the service, they're more committed to the service, and so let's not give away things for free anymore. Obviously, also less giving away for free means more revenue for us as well. And Free Start users were never a significant number of our total users. So there were 24,000 Free Start users in the past, out of about I think 115, 120,000 total users. So the thought is, instead of getting Free Start users, how do we just find another 12,000 new users that would pay and therefore complete more tests? And I'm just suggesting that instead of giving it away for free, why don't we give a 50% off coupon as the marketing device, so that there is some commitment, yet they're still enticed to come to the Dognition service. So if we get 12,000 users who, instead of are paying the $29 starter fee, pay $14.50, which is still good revenue, that would be another $174,000 in revenue from new users. These new users would complete more tests by definition because they're committed to it, because they have paid some money. But with that added money, or with the prospect of that added money, we could fund incremental advertising targeting both new users and current users. What do we want to spend that on? Well, it's pretty clear test taking increases from Friday to Sunday, and then after Sunday starts declining through the week. And so test taking is a weekend activity. So as people are planning their weekends on Friday, Saturday, we want to target social media to new users and to current users in those days. And then what's the best time to talk to folks? Clearly, late morning um, is a good time, and then also early evening is a good time because those are right before kind of the two increases in the number of tests that we've seen in the past. People are more willing to take tests, for example. You could see that in the evening around 6, 7, 8 p.m. And so we want to be targeting people during the day at those times where they might be planning their evening activities. So the conclusion, the goal is to build a loving relationship between the owner and dog, between, as an example, me and my dog Josie. More tests mean a deeper relationship. Paid new users will do more tests, right? And so instead of giving away the free starts, how about just giving them a discount so they're still paying something, yet they're still enticed to come? We need new users for advertising funding, and then advertise heading into the weekend and midday and at evening times.